Hello once again everybody, and welcome back to Knox Asian Recipes. Today she'll show you how to make Popiah, an iconic Malaysian street food. This is a veggie version of the spring roll. So she's going to start off by making a dough for the skins. 200 grams of wheat flour she'll sift into a bowl, and she'll add about a teaspoon of salt for flavor. And then she's got some water which she's preheated. It's fairly hot water. So initially she's going to mix this up with a fork until it cools down a little bit. Then she can get in there and knead it with her hands. And she's going to knead this dough quite a bit for about 10 minutes or so. And after kneading it for a while, she'll form it into a ball. You can see it's quite dry. She'll cover it up for about 10 or 15 minutes and let it rest aside. Then Nog rolls this one out into a kind of a log. And now she's going to want to cut it into about 10 or 12 equal pieces. And then she's going to want to form each of the pieces into a little ball. And she'll set these aside in a bowl, really not to rest them, but just to keep them moist. She'll cover it up. And Nook is ready to start flattening her balls out and start to roll them out and get them thinner and start to form what will become the skins. First she'll do this just by pressing them with her hand a bit. She'll add a little bit of cornstarch to keep them from sticking together, because as you'll see, she's going to stack them all, and that way she'll be able to roll them out all together. The cornstarch, of course, is important to keep them from sticking together. And as you can see, she's made a couple of different stacks of the skins, and she can work them together and they won't stick together. And she'll try to press them out a little bit with her hands. And the next step, of course, is to try to roll them out into a skin the size that she needs. For this, she mixes a little bit of cornstarch with vegetable oil, which she'll use to coat each individual skin. And she'll begin by rolling out with her rolling pin each of the individual skins as much as she can. Get it as thin as possible at this stage. Just a little bit of cornstarch on the board, you can see. No need to add any flour or anything to this one, which will change the consistency of the dough. So she just keeps rolling out each individual one, and then she'll stack them once again. At this point, there's no need to try to roll them with a lot of energy and get them to spread out so thin, because they tend to wrinkle up. So she's just gently rolling them. Try to gently roll them and give them the shape that she needs. And she can continue to press this out. All the skins are in a stack. Up until now, just a little bit of cornstarch is keeping them from sticking together. And now to continue to roll them out as thin and as large as she needs them, she'll coat them with a little bit of her vegetable oil and cornstarch mixture. Of course, she needs to coat each one individually, and she'll continue this process until she finishes coating the whole stack. Then once they've been coated, she'll gently continue to spread out the stack and turn it over and spread it out so that they don't shrink back up. Okay then, so once again with her rolling pin, she's going to work the entire stack of these skins to start to get them to the size and thinness that she requires. Once she has this, she has her steamer pot going, which she lines with a special cloth to keep the skins from becoming deformed at all. And then she'll place them in the steamer, of course, and she'll proceed to steam these for about 5 to 8 minutes. Okay then, the skins have finished steaming. She's going to take them out and let them cool down for a little bit. And after they're cool, then she will proceed to use a plate to cut them into a nice round piece and separate out the individual skins, which you'll see are so thin that they're transparent. So this is a great and fairly simple way for you to do your own skins at home. The traditional Malaysian way requires a lot more skill, and they're very nice, very transparent. They've already been steamed, so they can be used just like this, actually. And you can see once they're a little dry, they no longer stick together, and they're quite easy to work with. Next, onto the filling. Of course, you can be creative about this. This is a vegan filling, so she has her own firm tofu, which she's crumbled, onion and garlic, of course, and 2 sweet peppers, red and green. She'll start off with a little bit of her own chili oil, which you can follow the link in the description to see how she makes her chili oil. And then she'll start to cook the garlic and the onion together in the chili oil. And this will be not too spicy, but you can see besides the flavor, a little bit of color coming in with the chili oil. And now she's ready to add her crumbled firm tofu to the mix and start to cook it together with her onion and garlic. So after she's cooked her tofu in with the onion and garlic for just a few minutes, she's going to add some salt for seasoning and also a little bit of dark soy sauce. Then she'll mix this up together, of course, and start to let it cook together. And if this were not a vegan dish, of course, she could use some oyster sauce if she wanted that flavor in there. That would be typical in Malaysia. After this cooks together just for a short while, she'll add her sweet pepper pieces and allow them to start becoming tender. Next, Nok is going to add a couple of teaspoons of brown sugar and start to cook this together with a little bit of water. The water, of course, will allow all the flavors to come together as she cooks it, but she's looking for a texture that'll be soft and moist enough to allow her to roll it up. Then once the excess water is evaporated out of this, she's ready to take it out and set it aside in a bowl, let it cool down a little bit before she uses it to make her wraps. Okay, so all that's left to do now is to form the rolls. She'll take her individual skins, of course, which are cool and dry, so they're easy to work with. And then she'll add an appropriate amount of the filling, try to get a little bit of everything in there. And then she'll be able to form a very nice roll, being careful to close the ends as she does this. These can be eaten just like this, really, because everything is cooked, the wrap has been steamed. But we like them fried, or at least I do, so she's going to go ahead and fry them after she finishes. Continue to make all of her spring rolls now. Oh, this filling smells delicious, and you can see that the wraps are coming out very beautiful. They actually are transparent enough that you can see the filling through there, the nice colors from the sweet peppers. And in order to fry them, just a little bit of oil she's going to add to a pan and then brown them on each side. So once they've all been browned now and they're crispy on the outside, hot and juicy on the inside, she'll serve them on a bed of lettuce with a little bit of fried garlic. These are so delicious. We almost can't stop eating them, and we hope that you will enjoy this one. Try it at home. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please leave a comment and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Buen provecho, bon appetit.